Baker's Club.
Yo, peace, what's good? It's Raz Fresco. We here in the bakery. About to take you through a little pocket operators tutorial today. Show you how I do what to do, chop it up, cook up some joints. Right now I have the pocket operator inside the MPO XS case by Beatmaker's Boutique. But this is what it really looks like right out the box. This is your sound button or the sample section for when you're recording your samples in. This is the pattern section for, when you want to make patterns out of your sounds that you sampled in. When you want to take, something from the melodic section and the drum section and put something together, that's what the pattern section is for. This is the BPM button. You know what I mean? You can change the BPM of the whole pattern that you're working on. Holding the sound button and the BPM button together at the same time and then releasing is going to show you your battery. These are your knobs that are going to allow you to change different settings within the pocket operator. Record button for recording in different samples. This is the effects button. When you have something playing, this is going to allow you to put an effect on it. When you hold the effects button, each one of the pads become a different effect, and there's a whole bunch of cool different effects on there that's going to affect your pattern or your sound in a different way. It's the play button for playback, obviously. This is the write button. With this, when you're in pattern mode, this allows you to write in different steps, because basically the pocket operator also functions as a step sequencer. So when you press the write button, you're able to put different sounds on different steps, and then when you press play, you see the light. That's your sequence right there. So it could be like kick, snare, and then boom, if you change the BPM, you're gonna see tempo is moving different. So sometimes I like to even just use the lights to catch the BPM, because I just time it with the blinking when I'm trying to match my sample to the BPM or the pattern that I'm working on. With the pocket operator, you can sample in and run audio out through a 3.5mm cord. You can sample in on the left side and run audio out through the right side. You can sample in from any audio source that you can plug a 3.5mm cable into. So you can be anywhere. You can be on the go. You can be in a record store, plug right into the vinyl player. You can plug into your iPhone, laptop, another pocket operator, OP1, anything that takes an aux cable. You can plug right in and sample right into the pocket operator. And then you can either run it through your headphones out or run it through the speakers. Any output that takes a 3.5mm aux cable. Once you have the aux plugged into the pocket operator and you have an audio signal playing, you just press the record button, press any pad, and you're gonna record whatever's playing right into that pad. And you have 40 seconds of sample time. If you record a sample into the top 8, any one of these top 8 buttons right here, that's the melody section. That's good for recording loops or any sounds that you want to play back at a different pitch, because anything that you record into one of these top 8 is going to automatically turn it into 16 levels. Basically, each pad is going to become whatever that sample is, but at a different pitch. If I'm going to sample like a piano note or something that I want to play back and create a melody with, I'll sample that into the top 8 sections. Anything that you sample into the first 8 buttons or pads is going to get chopped up. Basically, I call it the chop section. It's going to get chopped up based on the transients, which is the peaks and the waveforms. So that's good if you just, you have some drums and you already know, like, yo, I want that to get chopped up in many different ways, so I can just start playing around with the chops. This is the chop section right here. This is when you need to get really surgical and you want to have this pad at a different length and this pad at a different length, and really just, have a little operation. For me, the first 8 pads, that's where all the operations take place. When you sample anything into this melody section and copy it into the drum section, it chops it up evenly instead of chopping it up based on the transients. So that's a little trick. When you're sampling in and you hold the record button, you'll be able to see a little meter that says in right here and REC in the corner, and that's going to tell you that it's ready and it's waiting to receive a signal. If you hold down the right button and the sample button, you're gonna see CPY in the top right corner of the screen, and that's how you copy one sample to a different spot. It's not locked into what sounds you can bring into either or section. It's just based on what the device is gonna do for the top 8 and based on the bottom 8, based on what you sample in. So now I'm gonna bring some sounds and samples into the melody section and bring some drums to chop up into the drum section or the chop section. And mind you, I could bring samples right into the drum section as well too. You use it however you want to use it. Alright, let's bring some sounds in here. Nice. Bring some drums in through the chop section real quick. Let's bring some bass in from the OP1. Once you have your samples and sounds loaded up into the pocket operator, you can mess with them in multiple different ways. You just hit the effects page and just boom, like right away. Once you see TRI, that's for trim. So these two knobs, as you hear, the start and end points. You can adjust the start and end of your sample for that pad. And if I sampled into the melodic section, because the melodic section is supposed to be one note that's played in a bunch of different pitches, when you change the start and end point on one note of the melodic section, it changes the start and end point on every single note. In the drum section now, if I change the start and end point on something in the drum section, pad 2, different start and end point. That's why I say it's meant for the more surgical chopping, because you can have a different start and end point on every single pad. Another mode, once you have your start and end point set, you can change the tone. So this knob changes the pitch of any note. And this is the overall volume. So sometimes if you think something's wrong, it might just be your master volume that you set. Every time you plug an input in and plug it back out, you have to reset the master volume. So to change the master volume of the pocket operator, you press the BPM button, hold it down, and then any single step, this is basically like max volume, 75%, it'd be 50, you know, and then so on and so forth, basically starting from 0 to 100. You can also, you have a high pass and a low pass filter when you go into filter mode. So that means you can adjust the filter, shave off the low end, shave off the high end, play with the resonance, and you know, really sculpt the sound and do some texturing. So yeah, now you know you can do all these different things with all the sounds in here. You're armed with a pretty powerful weapon just at your fingertips. Once you find something you like, go to pattern mode, pattern 1. I got an empty pattern. Adjust the BPM, grab that bass, filter. Okay, put a little bass on there. Now I'm gonna grab these drums, write those in. You could also play them in. When you hold the BPM button, this can adjust the swing. All I did is write different sounds that I recorded into the pocket operator into pattern 1, freaked it up a bit, you know, played with the BPM, the swing, and now I got dope effects on the pocket operator I can, you know, have on the loop. After you have a pattern that you like, press right, pattern mode, and any other button that you press next, that's where you're going to copy it to. So I'm going to copy pattern 1 to pattern 2. It says CPY in the corner. Now I play it, it's there, and that's how you add your variations. So now I can go back to the drums, add a little drum breakdown. And now if I want to chain patterns together, I press pattern mode, and you chain them together. You can just press pattern 1 3 times, 1 2 3, press that on the 4, boom. And now I got a sequence. 1. It tells you pattern 1. Now it says pattern 2. You know, you can go 1 2 1 1 1 1 2 2 1 1 1 2 2 2 2 1 1 1 1 1 2 1 1 2 2 1 1 2 1 1 2. I just chained 32 patterns together and it'll play. So as creative as you can get and as much space as you can creatively use, you can go crazy on this thing.